podcast. I'm Chris Begbie, and for this episode, I was joined by two men who are utterly convinced that Star Wars was a documentary. My co-host, Dr. Colin Mork, and the one and only Grand Wizard of Bow Magic, and the owner of Chicago Archery himself, Bob Meyer. Fair warning for this episode, we recorded it live, so for those that are faint of heart, beware, because we dive headfirst into the profanity pool of our deeply disturbed minds. So strap in, get ready to hear some badass stories from a badass dude, tips from our new bow mechanic, and some sloppiness as we share our passion for bow hunting, archery, and of course, bourbon.
Cheers. So Bob, one of the cool things about living out here was finding this bow shop, and when I walked in, I started talking about wanting a new lighter bow, and then I think every other word after we were talking was motherfucker this, motherfucker that, fuck this, motherfucker, and I was just like, we've got to have him on the podcast. So yeah, I was just like, that'll definitely get us some viewers, and that's going to lead to some serious stories. But turned out you knew a lot to talk about with the bow as well.
Yeah, how did you get into it?
I got into this, and it's funny, and that's the best story about this. We're an anomaly. The president of Hoyt Randy called us an anomaly in the country. I'm a co-owner of Chicago Archery with my partner Casey, and we have all female employees. I learned to shoot archery with my mom, who was a Girl Scout leader.
Oh.
Yeah. My dad also was there, but my mom was the Girl Scout leader and went to the Girl Scout training, and we had all the target stuff. So when the Girl Scouts, she was teaching the Girl Scouts, I chimed in.
Right.
And my mom and dad both shot archery, and I just did it from then on.
So how old were you then?
I think I was like, probably, as small as, that first bare red fiberglass, bow, to, on up. But I think, I had to be in the 3-4 year range,
Wow.
just as long as I could pull the bow back.
Right.
I remember getting in trouble with that bow at the age of 6.
I think I had one of those.
I shot the neighbor's garage. I never forget that. Yeah, I was practicing, and they had some kind of, foam on the side of their garage, and I just shot into it because the arrows would stick.
I could hit that.
So I put about 100 holes in the side of the garage, and then one day the guy was trimming the bushes and said, "What the fuck is going on out here?" And the next thing you know, he puts up a little sniper thing on me, and then one Saturday I'm out there going, and that's where it began.
That's pretty cool. So, mom got you into that, and then just kind of started hunting once you were old enough, and that sort of thing? Or?
I just got into that. I did it in high school a little bit. There was
like competitively?
A little bit. But there wasn't a whole lot going on at that time.
Yeah.
I would go around with the state, trying to do stuff. My dad would say, "Oh, there's an archery competition." We'd just grab our crap gear and go downstate. And Pete Shepley, who used to be located in this area, PSE, he would, sponsor most of anything, tournament-wise and educational. He was like a huge sponsor at the time. So, we go to this PSE thing, and we would, go shoot and try to see how well you did.
Right.
And I kind of just stuck. Archery's an addiction. I call them crack sticks.
Well, I'm finding that.
Oh yeah,
Now,
it gets in your blood, man. It's over.
It's all I think about now. It's like, all right, well, I got this, and then if I get this might help me a little bit, and then if I practice a little bit more in here, this might help me a little bit more. It's ridiculous. I was like, can't you do anything else? No.
Wait till you start linking up and you start hammering arrows with some of the guys like us, and we start doing stuff, and we start shooting the long ranges, like a Total Archery Challenge, and we're out there at 108 yards, 113 yards, and
that's got to be pretty wild.
Oh, to watch. And then that's when you start getting into the technical, like we were tuning his bow tonight, and I wanted to show him, for that flight, what a little bit of that grip can do, because that's huge. It doesn't make a big difference at 20 or 30 yards. Man, if you're shooting 50 or 60 for practice. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it's just like you don't know what you don't know, and then once you figure something out, you're like, well, shit, I'm really bad at this, and I can get so much better at this if I just practice this, or I change this a little bit, get this piece of equipment or something like that.
One of my favorite sayings in the whole world: you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Yet they come in here like they know it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get them in here, man. This guy said on a YouTube video, I can do this. I'm like, you just picked up a bow last week. You go for it. You let
me know how that turns out.
I love the guys with the back tensions, you know.
Yeah.
I see they go to pull that, boom, they're hitting their face.
Blow themselves up.
Oh my God. Punching themselves in the face. That's about the third time and they're crying in front of everybody.
I've avoided that so far. You tried that for a little while, didn't you?
The
You
back
didn't like
tension?
it?
Yeah, so I was trying the back tension. I was doing the train to hunt training at the same time. And those combination, you gotta be really on that. And because I didn't punch myself in the face. I did with a D-loop that broke.
Yeah.
But I got one still sticking out through the end of the
You sent me a nice
garage.
text after that. You're like,
Yeah, just bam right in the face. I was like, oh no. But yeah, the back tension led to an arrow. The penetration on my carnivores is great because it goes straight through the back of my garage. So I know that's gonna work. Because I hit it and I'm like,
through that shoulder plate.
oh yeah, it'll get straight through that shoulder plate. Like when I didn't realize it at first, I'm like, well, I just can't get it out. I'm like, forget it. I'm not gonna shoot that arrow anymore anyway. And a couple of weeks ago, I'm walking behind the garage. I'm like, well, how about that?
There it is.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take that field tip off at least. Cheap enough to keep those things. But.
That's crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's just like you get down these rabbit holes of wanting to improve, and it's just like it's addicting.
Well,
it's completely addicting.
That's something else. When we got into this, my partner and I used to take an archery vacation every year. You know, I do hunting, but I also do other things. I do training. Mm-hmm. I've trained with Dick Tone, Jake Bars. I've been out with Bob Folkrod, Larry Weiss. I've been out with these guys over the decades, the years. Mystic longbows. I learned how to carve. I spent 5 days, taking a stave of Osage orange and creating. I have one here.
So how do you do that? You get a
draw knives, man. You have a bow vise and you draw it and you peel it and you measure it and you're looking at. You're always constantly taking out. Bow vise has got a foot thing, so you can take it out and look at it, put it in, clamp it down, and.
It's got to be the most satisfying thing is like hunting with the bow that you made.
I hunted.
It's got to be like the most like raw thing.
I hunted with a self bow that I carved with a piece of Osage orange wood from down on our family's farm. I tied that Flemish string.
Wood from the family farm too?
Yeah, a Flemish twist string.
You're putting us all to shame here.
And a muskrat that I trapped in a pond up down there on our old family's homestead land. And then
was that
I
like
shot
for
it
the
with
rest or something?
No, that it's for the string silencer.
The string.
I have it here actually.
That's crazy.
And I shot it with a wood arrow with turkey feathers from a turkey that I shot.
Jesus.
You want to talk about
that's
the
like the
surreal moment?
Yeah.
You know, the spirit of Ishi was like, here you go, boy.
A single tear just down your cheek.
Yeah. Pick up your garbage.
Oh my
That's unreal. That's insane.
Yeah. And that was the last one that I did, and then I bought a compound because I did it for like 6 years. Yeah.
Like okay, I'm done.
I started wanting to go after bigger game, and I wanted to do like antelope.
Yeah.
You know, pronghorn antelope, and then you do your research on pronghorn antelope, and you go out there and you look and you say, oh man, they're cool, man. They come in 60 yards. You get them in a water hole, sometimes 30 yards. But in Cheyenne, Wyoming, that wind is blowing at like 40 miles per hour.
So you need that arrow speed?
Yeah, you need the arrow speed. You need the weight.
And angle that thing.
Yeah. I actually, the first pronghorn I shot, first pronghorn I shot, he like had his head down, or shot at, he had his head down, was pulling it up as I was releasing, and watch the arrow literally went, as the arrow went in front of him. And I'm like, well, that wasn't good. I'm in a blind.
Did he like smile at you and then?
No, he just he went back to drink. He had no idea.
It's like,
because sticks, things are blowing out there, out in the plains. So I put another arrow in and just kind of aimed at his butt, center massed him, and it was beautiful.
That's how hard the wind was.
Oh, it was crazy.
Because that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean 2 feet of
travel. They're about 135-pound animal. Yeah, it was probably about 13-inch difference.
Wow.
Yeah, but it literally passed him, the first one. So I'm like, half.
Yeah.
Let's go. I definitely got, nice kill shot there. That was my first pronghorn with a bow. But I don't recommend pronghorn hunting in the early season for...
No? How come?
Not in a blind. It's hot. And you want it hot so they could go into the water hose.
Yeah, we were. That's why it's interesting. You bring
Oh my God! When they came to pick me up, I had my boots on because of the cactus, my underwear,
and just naked everywhere.
and I was dripping with sweat. I had drank 3 gallons of water, and it literally came out of me. And I was just the guy come out, and I have my hat off, and I looked just horrible. And he was like, "Hey man, put some damn pants on, would you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm dying."
Drive, I need a breeze. Just for a little bit.
Well, the water, I went and jumped in the water.
Watering hole, there you go.
You know, because they have those windmill watering holes.
I'll take Jerry.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're going to be hunting this pasture. It's 3 by 11 miles.
Right.
You know, this is old family land. They own basically the whole zone where I was going.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
That was Cheyenne, you said?
Cheyenne, Wyoming. It was actually Burns, Wyoming, which is right outside, about 45 minutes out of Cheyenne.
Okay.
That's cool. So when was that?
That was, man, it had to be 15 years ago or more. I think I got my first pronghorn maybe 15 so years ago. Yeah, I shot like 8 of them, and then I moved on. I shot
Bigger and better things.
Yeah, I shot like 8 of them in like 5 years.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, they're an awesome animal. And if you learn how to cook them, if you can cook a pronghorn antelope, a goat that eats a lot of sage, you can cook anything. You can cook.
Are they not that good?
You can cook the liver of a brown bear out of spring, thaw, which is probably the most disgusting thing you'll ever have in your life. Yeah.
So what'd you move on to after the pronghorn?
Oh man, I did. I used to go up to Montana with my Marine Corps buddies. Lived up there, and I used to shoot deer up there. Just kind of rifle hunt. I'd find out whatever leftover tags they had somewhere, and I'd just go try to find the place because I'm really big into land navigation.
Yeah.
And I love doing maps and stuff. And I would set up like command center central.
Well, you said you were in the Marines before?
I was in the state platoon, surveillance and target acquisition. It's a sniper
So that's a
platoon.
big part of that.
Yeah.
You get to use
Oh,
those
I
Seems
love.
fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to be alone, shoot at shit. Yeah.
Very precisely.
And if you see how I do my arrows, it's like reloading bullets. Every gun I have, I reload. I just bought that 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
And I literally picked it up and picked up some dies because there'll be a couple boxes that'll go through its stock, but after that I reload my own, weigh it, and I do everything single press.
I haven't gotten into that. My roommate from college, he does that, and he loves it. He swears by it. He's like, I will never buy
The amount of precision you get is just
round.
But that's what you do with your arrows. Hands down. Well, you saw what I was doing? We were talking about the different arrows and the way forward, and we're doing the long shots, and you saw the different veins on mine and where the location of them are. I do that. I go out and shoot, or I guess I don't like to use the word shoot because we release arrows.
Yeah.
It's one thing I teach here. It's much different, what happens to your reaction of your release.
Right.
It is not how you shoot. You don't push.
I like that. I haven't.
Well, once you start thinking it that way, your shots become, or your arrows become tighter.
Yeah, it's way more scientific.
It's more about it, and then from there you know how to fix yourself.
Yeah.
At Chicago Archery, we explain everything, we demonstrate it, we teach you to identify it. So if you're having a problem with it, here's how it's supposed to look. Here's what you're supposed to be doing. Here's how it's supposed to look. And then if you're doing it wrong, this is what you're going to see. So you need to fix that. I make my kids independent, not dependent. I'm not their coach. I'm their teacher. You know what I mean? Teach them how to be good archers. I had some kids out there just last Sunday shooting, or competing, and they were doing great. And the one kid like, oh man, my sight came off and all this. I said, well, what'd you do? I said, put it back on 0. Went after it. Boom. And then
Perfect.
Yeah, she shot all 9s, 8s, 9s, and 10s because she was shooting at a closer distance. I make them train on a smaller target than what they compete on.
Which makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they went out there and she just saw that target. She's like, whoa. And her mom goes, I don't see how you can't miss. I mean, before she even starts, I don't see how you can miss. And she's like, thanks for putting the pressure on me, Mom.
Thanks.
But, and her last arrow was a 4. Really? Yeah, and she just laughed her butt off. Because she's like, I was done.
Yeah.
I just
mentally out of there.
Yeah.
And after talking to you, I could see how one of your students would be like, yeah, it's just done.
Yeah, I was done.
Okay, that carries forward.
Yeah, I don't push the competition here. Not everybody gets into archery for competition. we get into health, fitness, hunting. If somebody wants to compete, I can get them ready. I've competed in long-range rifle shooting. I've competed in archery. I've done the archery challenge. And I put myself in positions where I've had to demonstrate in front of important people and stuff and do things.
It's a discipline. It's an art. It's like a martial art, basically.
Exactly. We were talking about the new bow, old bow kind of thing earlier. Yeah. When we get into that, this is kind of where it's at. The thing is, some kids don't want, or adults don't want to compete it. They just want to do it. I say archery is something between yoga and golf.
Oh, completely.
And I teach the yoga part of it. When they're at my level, the golf part of it, the swing and all that, we work on it. But I really key in. I teach my kids to aim with their subconscious, which is a really easy thing to learn, but it's hard to buy into.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, once you start doing that, you're going to be amazed. It'll help speed up, your speed shots.
Mm-hmm.
That's something with this train to hunt thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
That I want to make the way we do it. I want it to become good. So that's why I'm going to be getting involved.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool because you do the you shoot and then you have 10 seconds to shoot again.
Yeah. There's multiple shots where it's once you draw you have 5 or 6 seconds, and then 2 arrows in 12 seconds, which is an eternity. But still, you really got to know what you're doing in a 30-second hold. But just from an indoor perspective,
30-second hold. Jesus.
You can really shave some time off.
30, yeah.
Yeah, your bow.
That SR6, I pretty much let it down on clip, have a drink, put it back, and then it'll still be there, and then it might go down.
Well, he told me that. He's like, yeah, we have to do a 30-second hold. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know if I can hold a 30-second hold accurately with the one that I'm working with right now.
Yeah, no, you could, because there's guys that do it with the tread, but holy hell, that's gonna be rough with that SR6
all day long.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
You definitely could get a drink of water. You might miss the 2 and 12 because it might not go off. Yeah.
Oh no, but see, that's where that aiming comes in.
Yeah,
I can show you how to speed that shot up way beyond target sooner because it's one less thing for your brain to focus on. Right. Your brain can handle a lot more than you're allowing it to. Yeah, you were talking about holding. I had a black bear in Alaska one time come into a barrel.
Is it the Scott Carr one?
No, it's a black bear. Black bear comes into a barrel, and it comes in and it comes straight in. I'm like, oh, that's a nice bear. And we're like, oh man, we've been sitting here, it's been raining on us and everything else, and all of a sudden I pull back and it lays down behind the barrel. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. Now I had another bow at the time, and it held well too. And I literally just held my hand on my chin going like this. I must have held that bow for 3 minutes. But then I got back into position, got my muscles where they're supposed to be, did what I had to do, and I did the shot. I got it on. I actually have that shot on video.
That's
nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show that to us later on.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool video.
That was in Alaska, you said?
Yeah. I know. I shot all my bears in Alaska.
That's sweet.
What's it? So out here, we're Midwest, and we're carrying a tree stand out on public land, or we're just doing the ladder stand. For some, because most of I think a lot of the people that listen are Midwest guys, and they're always just dreaming about West. And Alaska seems even more.
Don't dream, do it.
Yeah,
don't dream, man. Don't go saying I wish I would have.
Yeah. If
you do that, you're a fool. Because everybody can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. If I can do it, any moron can do it. I mean, seriously.
There might be some truth to that.
And I love Kyle. And so it begins. No.
And that's how Bob became the third co-host on the podcast. But so tell us about the first time, because I know this is going to be an entertaining story with
to go to Alaska.
A lot of motherfuckers.
Yeah. So what was the genesis of getting there?
Okay. I had to go to Alaska. Okay, my first trip to Alaska was a caribou. And I'm an individualist. I do what I do. I'm going alone. Fuck it. I'm going to this place. I'm going to go alone. And I'm going to go up to northern part of Alaska with these caribou. So I hook up with an air taxi service that will rent me my gear and food. They'll set me up with so many days of food, the legal amount of days of food that you're supposed to have, and a good tent. They give you the gear list that they're going to have for you. Gig. Yeah, because to bring all that stuff up, I like my own stuff. You're an idiot. Right. Because they all have great stuff. Everything up there is great stuff. It's not like here in Illinois where you're going to get a generic Walmart tent, man. Everybody up there is using
Like
because that's
you have to, right?
the very first night that they have bad weather, it's garbage.
Right.
You know, I mean. So I got with this air taxi, and they were like, we'd like to have 2 people in the camp. We'd really like to have 2 people in the camp.
Please tell me you
said,
did
"Fuck
not
that."
bring an inflatable dog.
I did not. I asked if I could. I said, does it have to be living? Can it be inflatable? And she's like, no. So she goes, it'll help you, you save on the money of at the camp and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay. She goes, we have some other people that want to do their own thing too. You can go there and just hunt on your own.
Yeah.
Because you're going out in the tundra, man.
Like
I was up in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Okay. It was up 45-minute bush plain north of Costa up in the Noatak area. Okay. Noatak River comes where the Noatak goes east and west under Black Mountain is where I was actually camped. And I go up there or they hooked me up with this guy about 3 months before. They're like, why don't you guys talk and see if you can get it? So they hooked me up with this guy that's from Russia. He was in the military because, I told him I was in the military.
Was it Putin? He went hunting with Putin?
Yeah, he didn't have any shirts.
Right, he wrote
no
it,
shirts,
he
and he
wrote
wrote
it
it on a bear.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me you walked across the Bering Strait to get there.
So this guy, he had moved, and he's from Oklahoma. He's a contractor. He moved to the States, and start his life. Okay, but he's a go-getter, man. He's but he's that Eastern European where man, this is the way we do it, and we do it on an economy, and it's like, and I'm not an economy guy, but he had some really good gear. So we talked for about 3 months. We told him, I said, yeah, we can make, make our camp work. Because I knew I had taxidermy skills, and I was going to show him how to cape out the caribou and stuff like that. And he had been up to Alaska once before. So I said, okay. So I went up there, never met, we get there and, because of rain always, you're delayed and you have to stay in town, which is $470 a night.
What, like Anchorage or something?
No, we had to stay in Costabile. Yeah, it was crazy.
Rolex
It's a dog
hotel,
sled
I'm sure,
town,
yeah.
man. It's crazy.
So
So
put you up in one of those dog houses out in the.
there's only 2 places to stay, and there's one's at 470, one's at 471. So we stayed there a couple nights, and shared a room, and then when we went out, we got there the first day. He liked to sleep in, and I'm an Illinois whitetail guy. Crack of dawn, man. I'm out there and I'm on this. I'd never seen anything like this. When we were flying out, man, you see the herds of caribou, and I'm like, oh my, this is awesome. And the guy goes, I go, why don't you just land in this grass here? He goes, that'll rip my gear off. It's tundra.
Right.
Never been in the tundra before.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like grass, but it's
There's
mushrooms
rock
like
and
glass,
everything.
but it's like you wear waders because it's like muck.
wow.
So it's like mushrooms because the frost keeps eating away. So it's just like
Oh my God.
mushrooms are grass. So it looks like a grass plain, but you're literally stepping over stuff.
Like 3 feet of mud.
So you go 1,000 yards, it might take you 2 hours,
Right.
Jesus.
And you see these things coming in. So needless to say, we get there and we see them out there. We see them coming in, and they went through our camp, and I got some great pictures of them swimming across the Noatak while I'm eating breakfast.
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool. But that was my first one, and then we ended up killing 2 caribou each
Wow.
on like the 3rd day.
Did you help each other pack it out, like back to camp?
We were like they came in and we went out. We were like from camp. We could see them come in. We're like, well, we'll just ambush them as close as camp as we can.
Right, yeah, why not?
And we got them there.
And just drag them to camp.
Right. So we're out there on our second one. We killed our second one like 9:30 at night. And then we start cutting them up, right? And we're skinning them and cutting them and bagging them. And because you have to take everything,
Right.
bone and all,
Yeah.
including, and you have to show the brisket. They look for the brisket when they, the DNR. You see more game and fish up there than you're going to see here in Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, they fly right in on your little strip and their super cubs and everything else. They come in and it's like 1 a.m. and we're packing and we're like, well, we're just gonna leave them here for tonight. And we're getting ready. He's like, hey, you almost done? He's like 300 yards away. We can still talk. You're in the tundra. You hear this.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm out of here. I am totally out of here.
He's like, all I saw was this headlight. Look at me real quick. I'm like,
All of a sudden you heard,
and to hear his thick Russian accent, he goes, I don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to fuck with that. If I can't see them, I don't want to fuck with that. Let's get back
start shining the light around.
And all you saw was him going through the marsh and falling and through the marsh and falling.
The headlamp
Just to me, and I'm just sitting there, I can't breathe. I'm laughing so hard, because it was like a little hill. I drug mine up. This thing is like 650 pounds.
Oh, sure.
750 pounds. So we drug this thing up on this little hill, and it's like to get back to the river and to get back to our camp, which was just off the river and on the high ground, was something. But that was my first experience. I know it's kind of a long story, but that was my first experience. But man, an eye opener.
Do you talk to that guy at all still?
I did for about 3 years. He has moved on, and done stuff.
back to Mother Russia.
No, he had sold a house and went to another place. You kind of lose touch.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet. I say whenever I go on a trip anywhere, I make a new friend.
Well, I was gonna say that's got to be a hell of a bonding experience.
Oh yeah. We shared a lot of pictures and a lot of laughs, and he wanted to do another hunt together, and I was willing, but just never could get the schedules together.
Right.
We wanted to take a moment and take a break from the podcast and give a special thank you to Bob Meyer at Chicago Archery. If you want to find out more about Chicago Archery, you can visit them at chicagoarchery.com. They can also be reached at 630-592-4758, and you can check them out on Instagram and Facebook. If you have any archery needs at all, Bob can take care of you. Thanks a lot, Bob.
So, you just kind of
Sounds
go
familiar,
along.
doesn't it?
Yeah, schedules are.
Well, the problem we have is my work schedule is a lot more flexible than Kyle's work schedule. So.
And I'm always working.
Right.
I'm always working.
So we're always trying to figure out when, where we can do stuff. But it's all right.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Well, the cool thing is, I bet, even if you lost touch with that guy, I bet if you called him up today, it would be like you just put pause on.
Well, we were 2 years away, and then he just called me. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Or
Yeah.
that's it. And I'll be like, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Yeah.
Victor was his name, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going, Victor? What's going on? What have you been up to?" "Oh, no, just checking in." And he goes, "Thinking about doing a Missouri hunt." And I said, "Well, where are you going to be in Missouri?" Right. And I told him where I was at, and I was down at my farm at the time, and he was like, he called me, whitetail.
Oh. Yeah.
And he come and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm not going to be able to make it. I got this deer and I'm going to have to stay." But we almost hooked up down there, just to have a couple of beers. He was a great guy. I mean, I have met so many people, when you're in that atmosphere. I've been out with Cooper Carlisle from the Denver Broncos and Eric Jeers. They were both on the line together last fall. You really get to know people.
Right.
Yeah.
You're on even playing field when you're out there. Especially like when I met those guys, it was their first time in the southeast part of Alaska.
Right.
When we landed, they were like it was raining.
Headlights.
They're just like
Standing on this grass strip up to their ankles in water, and it's raining, and I'm running over to this Connet box because I had to go get some fuel to put 55 gallon drums to put fuel on the airplane. Nobody's been there for a while. I'm pulling on ATV. We're jump starting the thing. I'm running through the bush by myself with a trailer with this ATV because I've been there before.
Yeah.
Picking these 55 gallon drums. Nobody's been to the camp for like 9 months. I get to the camp, there's brown bears running away and stuff. And I'm throwing.
You're like, "Hey, get out of here."
Yeah. I'm like, hey, bear. I mean,
I'll see you
literally.
later.
They jumped up on a truck, and I'm like, "Hey, you can't stay there. I got to get that barrel. You got to go." And I'm beeping the horn, and I got pictures of the brown bear, sniffing the ATV, and I'm throwing 55 gallon drums on the back of this thing to get back to the plane before the plane sank into the airfield and they couldn't get it back out. The Navajo. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
See, that's what I love though. Like you go into these situations where it's just like these guys from they were linemen on some NFL team, but it's such a small 1% of the we were talking the other night 2% of the population hunts. So it's like people recognized him from a podcast. Like, hey, technically celebrity. And you go in and
you're a star. You want my Elvis glasses?
We got
Elvis glasses when somebody thinks they're a star.
The backcountry hunters and anglers, they're like, "Hey, are you from that podcast?" I was like, "Hey, that's one of our 11 listeners that just
well, you're gonna probably have 12. I think my wife is watching.
And I was like, that was kind of cool. But I have noticed that. I mean, the community is super small, and everyone's super friendly. Like, I don't know shit about archery or hunting yet, and everyone is.
Oh man, see, that's where you need to just come on Wednesday nights here and just hang out with the guys that That's how we got into that pig hunt. The 5 of us went down. We're like, let's just do a pig hunt. All right, hey, I know a guy. I call up. I do this. I do that. Next thing you know, we're scheduling. We're making right there at that table out there. Right. We're making. And then we book flights, and boom, we're gone.
And see, that's one of those things that people don't talk about.
Hey, I need a case, this and that. And I'm like, what kind of case you want? You want to use that case? Blah, blah. And I call and I use my connections, and boom, we get the gear. And that's the thing. This is a community here. And I started saying before, where my ADD got in front of me, is I went on archery trips around the country, and I used to just go, in the magazines back in the day. I used to find magazines, and I would take my little Ford Ranger, and I would go off somewhere, and I would go shoot a 3D course and just go see the shop and see what it was like. Because I always wanted to know my own either archery taxidermy shop or archery bicycle shop, which, I learned taxidermy, which I'm not as good as my taxidermist. I mean, I never could do what he does. But I do my, I sell the Quiet Cat bikes here, so I'm kind of living my dream.
Right.
But, so I looked at him like, I like this or I don't like this. I like the home style of this. I don't like the home style of this. I like the way this guy, comes out on the range all day. You always see me. I'm wandering. I'll be working on a bow, tying a deal up next on the end. My daughter would be like, Dad, get back there. You got to finish that bow. Because I'll go wandering on the range to talk to someone.
Well, like the first time we were talking, I was sitting there talking to you for a little while. You're like, okay, I got to get back on this bow. And one more thing. It was just, finally I was just like, whoever's coming for that bow, I better leave. Because I think we're going to sit here and talk for 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, we'll come back and do a podcast. I didn't tell you that at the time, but I'm like, I think I called him like,
we're like,
I'm like,
I'm definitely doing a podcast with this
I think
guy.
we need to go to Chicago Archery for a podcast.
Yeah. Well, this is like the hunting camp. This is where it's at. Or the bench at a tournament. Or, because we talk, I got the most expensive bow we have in this place is my recurve in the other one. It is
priceless.
It's price wise. It is the most expensive bow in this. My stabilizers are more expensive than some guys' hunting bows.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do everything here, and I incorporate it. I have a lot of guys that are hunters that buy recurves from me now because they realize the efficiency they can get out of their compound and how much more.
They can appreciate. They buy recurve for the appreciation.
We were talking about doing the tuning, what we're going to do in the spring and stuff to make you. I mean, you're gonna take your 10s and 12s and then hands down, people are going to be trying to catch you at train to hunt. They're not going to just try to beat you. They're just going to try to catch you. You know what I mean? And that your 12s are going to take you there. Because you're physical. You're like, this guy's a monster. So
I don't know. He's got hernia surgery coming up. They're
30 days. 30 days. That's
powerlifting in 31.
That's right.
Yeah, 31. There's like 300 pounds. Like that was the best idea. But no, I definitely I picked up on that when I came in here, and you can just when you walk through the door here, you can kind of feel that. That's what I mean. This feels like home in here, but you're moving home.
Yeah, I'm going to Georgetown Square and Wooddale. Yeah. So that's a big deal, man, because that's going to be, like we were talking about, more efficient. Everything about archery. Dick Tone once said, the key to being a professional and win is efficiency. Dick Tone is the Olympic coach that took Jay Bars. He went up to Jay Bars and says, hey, man, do you want to win the Olympics? He said, yeah. He says, well, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to take you to Korea, and I'm going to beat them on their own turf. And he did in 1988. I was in the Marine Corps in Korea in 1988 during the Olympics.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So it was pretty cool for me to meet Jay Bars.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it, but I was there. But now this Casey Kaufhold, who has just won the 3 medals in the Pan Am Games, she's 15 years old, is coached by Dick Tone.
The women, I mean, that's one thing you can't deny it. The women in archery.
Yeah, why is that? Why are they?
Here they are, right here, man. There's the women of Chicago Archery, and Maddie's bow.
Way more focused.
Is that what it is? The focus.
This is Izzy's bow, and this is Maddie's bow right here. Or excuse me, this is Jessica's bow.
I was gonna say,
Izzy's
that
bow.
one's Jess's bow, right?
Maddie has the SR6, the bow you were going over. Yeah, Maddie's got that one.
Yeah, it's and that's why I keep trying to get my wife to to do it. Our wives, both of our wives.
Yeah.
Have you seen my? She has to come and see my wife's bow. You got to remember, you know a guy. Have you ever seen my wife's bow? My wife's bow, what she call it? The Black Pearl. It's the carbon fiber
Pirates of the
rose.
Caribbean bow.
It's light and it's black, green, and purple.
That's cool.
It is bad. My wife, I got her that bow. She shot it. She was shooting in here. She was drilling 20 yards. You know, because she was taking lessons from my daughter Jessica, obviously. Yeah. And she's like, so she goes with me when I go to Total Archery Challenge. She goes, this year I think I'm going to bring my bow. Okay, you know, we all know what that entails.
Yeah.
A $300 SKB case.
Yeah.
You know, 24 arrows.
And you're going to be carrying a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, and you know, you got to bring all this gear and hip quivers and all this stuff.
Which one did you go to?
I've been to the Montana and the Utah.
Okay, so the good ones.
Yeah, the big ones. And I was there, and you know, you meet all the guys in there and see all the guys and get to talk. I was at Montana. You know, I was there before it was like crazy. Now, you know, now
it's like a festival now.
Oh yeah, it was getting that way when I was getting out of it, and I met a lot of my reps there. You know, like in Utah, there's Hoyt and Easton's there, and the boys from Easton there were there, and I love the guys from Easton. They're just super engineers.
Yeah,
I mean, they're when I say super engineers, these guys really, you know, Easton builds the tent poles for the United States military.
That's
So they're
pretty cool.
So they got out of the athletics and went to the Archery Association.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they made an Archery Federation, Easton Archery Federation. So they made a nonprofit by selling off all their athletics. There's nobody that's done more for archery than the Easton family.
I got my new throwback Easton FMJs, the woodland camos.
Full length.
Those aren't FMJs. Those are the XX75s.
Is that what they are?
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
The throwback ones, the new ones with the new colors.
with the woodland
you're
camo.
right. My fault. Yeah.
Which I have to figure that out because I got to get those new broadheads in there. But I love them so far.
I can get them.
They're awesome.
You just bring them in.
He's got the injection inserts and he needs a deep 6 because I won a bunch of kudu.
That's the best part of having him as a neighbor is he wins a bunch of shit and he gives me a lot of
You're never going to meet anybody luckier than me. I won an Exo pack. I won a that Mantis saddle thing that we were talking about trading, and I don't even think you knew that me and you were talking about trading that for a while, which was really funny. I was like, Bob, I just talked to you like 2 days. You met me 2 days ago. You know exactly who I am.
Hey, we were drinking. I'll admit to anything. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, LOL, you're gonna own it.
It was really funny, but like Instagram contests, I'm like, I must be like.
Yeah, you win stuff on that all
I'm
the
like,
time.
I gotta be like 17 for O on Instagram content. That's why I did the optics stuff. But yeah.
I did that today because I was thinking, I was like, Kyle always wins this shit. I was like, I thought no one wins this ever, but you've won like 3 since I've lived next to you, which has been like 6 months now. So I'm definitely doing this.
This will be the shameless plug. Like Adam from Bowhunter Chronicles is the one who always enters he like tags my name into it, and I always win. I owe him like 18 cases of beer.
Really?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Why are we just like raining in beer?
And that's why this has become
I got 2 fridges.
This has become the Atypical Hunter home. Well, in Wooddale now, that will become the probably range at that point.
You know, there's a lot that you can do with that. You know, with this, the community out there needs something that's going to be more down to earth.
Yeah,
they need more people. When somebody comes in and says, "I saw on YouTube," I'll be in the back and I'll go, "Oh my God, no! Oh my God, oh no, please!" You know, because they give great information. Okay, this is for the people that who listen to YouTube. You get great information, and you may be able to do it.
You gotta filter out the BS.
But you may not be ready to do it. You may not have the skill. It may be masking a flaw that you have. I like to tell people you need to earn your equipment. When you get to a point to where you need a better bow, or a better release, or a better drop away rest, or a better sight to get you in. I mean, who needs a $450 sight with micro adjustment when they first start out? They don't, because you're not going to get that 1/8 of an inch. But when I'm using my target bow and I'm shooting indoor, I'm trying to drill that X. I'm not just trying to hit the 10. I'm trying to drill the X out.
Yeah.
I'm looking to hit the center of that little X. The inside of the dime. And we practice with a washer. You guys ever done this game?
No.
Oh man, this is great.
We might have to
So
do-
first of
well,
all,
after
I have to get.
Trace, it'll be interesting.
Okay.
We got to do it anyway.
I have to get you guys to play the washer game. This is a game everybody's going to want to learn, okay? And you have to shoot this with arrows that I sell. Okay, so it's a washer. It's a 5/8 washer. We paint it red. I have them, and I have strings on either side. And then we put it in front of the target, about that far in front of the target. Okay? So you can shoot through it. If you hit it on the side, it'll turn your arrow going to the target. Okay? But that's not what you want to do. You want to get it through the center. If you shoot it through the center without touching the side, it'll stick, and it's the coolest thing. I got pictures of a guy that
Yeah, because the washer will be around the arrow.
Right.
While
It's perfect.
While it's stuck in there.
Right. And you didn't touch the edges.
Right.
If you touch an inner edge, that arrow will spin like a meat grinder. Bam! Snap your arrow in half.
We got to try this.
It is awesome.
When we're done here. We're doing that.
It throws the arrow. It is the funnest thing in the world. I love it. You can hear my register go off every time it goes.
I got those carnivores, man. It'll just, like, the arrow will go, it'll be like powder.
It takes a piece of the arrow out and whips it to the side. You know, it's all the way down range. It's 20 yards away. It's perfectly safe. It's 20 yards away. We wear safety glasses. Don't do this at home or come here and do it. Just buy some arrows. You know, but it was a game that we came up.
That's cool.
We started out with an electrical plate that had a hole in it, and we were shooting through that, and we were hitting it and stuff like that. Then we had to make it. They're like, well, we got to step this up a notch. We're hitting this, or making it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll step it up a notch. Crazy minds think in certain ways, and I'm like, well, if we take this washer off, and I'm walking around the job site because I'm an electrician during the day. I'm walking around the job site. And I look at by one of the columns where they left when iron workers left the washer. And I'm like,
through that.
this is perfect. And then I'm like,
gonna need like 10 of these.
yeah. Well, I just go up to the iron workers and I'm like, hey man, who hunts deer? All right, I need some washers. I'll give you 10%. I'll give you a free range pass. Come on in. The guy's like, all right, cool.
Done.
And then they give me a stack full of washers, and away we go.
Nice.
Yeah. There's some benefits of being a co-owner of an archery store.
I know, and I definitely I like those games. Like games where it's just like, that's gonna be really hard. I'm like,
There's no win or lose. It's pass or freaking fail.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Like you win or you die.
Yeah.
Once you do that, it's like badass certification.
I had a guy.
I collect those. Come here.
I had a guy do it. Chris did it twice with a 23 millimeter.
Are those
The fat ones. Yeah.
Really?
like the target? Like,
Yeah.
I see those fuckers shooting those things.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
22 or it's a 23-14. He's shooting it.
That's got to be basically the diameter of the washer.
There's very little room, and he did it twice in a row.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's a good shot. He's a good shot if you put money on the table. He'll miss that yellow all day long if there's nothing to win.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. It's like, put the competition on there.
Oh,
I'm like,
see, you see that little quiver over there? That's
Yeah.
Izzy's quiver. In that quiver, you see how it's full?
yeah.
Okay. Izzy's been with me for going over 4 years, and she has in there every dollar that she's ever won from me on little challenges that we've done. Izzy's the only person I've ever seen do a triple Robin Hood.
Really?
really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever.
We were playing
So now I'm gonna
we were
fucking
playing a
try
dart
it.
game, and she had to hit the triple,
Yeah.
number down on this, and she put one in, and then she Robin Hood the other one, and then she came in with the third one because she had her third arrow, and she was using carbon 1 arrows, which are super small. She ran that other one right down the other three, right down it.
I don't know if I've.
You know what Jim
The social
Burnsworth
media
is? Is
posts.
Great Western Outdoors or Great Western or Western Hunter or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Jim Burnsworth. She met him. He's like 6'7". She's like 4'10". She met him at the ATA show. He's like, I shot down the center of a Dixie cup at 100 yards. She goes, I did a triple Robin Hood at 20 yards, and he was like,
And she's like looking up.
yeah. I got a picture of him looking up, and it was like funny to watch these two.
That's awesome.
She's a pistol, and my. I can't say I'll always go back to my girls, Maddie, Jessica, and Izzy, because these girls, Maddie's 15 years old. She's a hunter. She got a deer. It's like you come in and guys are like, yeah, I want to get my first deer. I said, I want to take some lessons. I want somebody to help tune me up. I'm like, well, I'm going to give you Maddie. Why is that? Because she's killed more deer than you have. And they're like, well, I'm like, and she'll, and she's down to earth, way to go. And, the queen of archery, my daughter Jessica, she has taken learning from me, like a guy that says, shut up and just do it, or this. She's learned to put it into layman's terms and teach people to a level. She takes people to a level they never thought they would be at.
No.
I mean,
if you talk
you've
to
seen
her,
them.
you talk to her.
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean, all you have to do is talk to Jessica, and you just know, like, she's just super calm. Like, there's no, I don't know what happened there. I'll fix that in a second. Yeah, I'll fix that now while I'm saying this. But she's just, like, super, super calm, and there is no, like, you can tell there's no panic in her voice when she's talking.
No.
Whatsoever.
She is
Quiet confidence.
cool as a cucumber.
Very much so.
Jessica is cool as a cucumber. She has got,
Which
she's
you
got
need
it
to
under
be when
control because the thing is she knows so much.
Yeah.
And she's been around. I got pictures of her at 5 years old out on the 3D course with me up in Wisconsin, or on the border of Wisconsin, and I got a picture of her getting that white bow when she graduated college. So I mean, and she used to shoot at the farm all the time. She's got so much knowledge, and when somebody's doing something wrong, she'll look at them and like, here's what you need to do. What you think you're doing wrong is not what you're doing wrong. It's this. It goes. She knows the steps.
She's the Mr. Miyagi of archery.
She is really, really, really good, man. I am super impressed. She definitely, it's on video, but
Now you're
she's
incriminating.
definitely
toast.
she's definitely taken it way farther than I am.
Well, and
I'm super impressed. I've been no prouder than this group of the 3 girls that I got now. That it's incredible.
And you can tell too, because I mean, when I was sitting in your showroom over here, and I was asking you questions about some of the Hoyts, and she was answering the question.
Yeah,
And like
she knows the specs.
like
that.
she was just like, oh yeah, this and oh yeah that. I'm like, and I was working on getting my string, and she's like,
Jessica
oh,
knows
this
her
is-
Hoyts, man. She pulled this
That's
thing
Yeah,
out.
yeah, she does.
Yeah,
I think sweet too.
she calls it the goblin.
That's good.
And the
And
and the
do we
WGN
have-
was here Friday, and she shot on cue down the neck of a water bottle. Her, Izzy.
Down the neck of a water bottle.
Okay, we were doing a little shoot, and you'll see it on August 31st
Yeah.
at 6 p.m. We were taping water bottles up like this, and I was having the students shoot through the center. It's a focus drill, right? They were shooting through the center, and her and Izzy on cue, they were getting them. They're like, well, we'd like to get one down the throat. So they were like videoing Jessica and Izzy, And Maddie turns around and does a Robin Hood.
on WGN.
Yeah. She does a Robin. They were calling her Robin Hood.
This is a good month for you.
Oh man, these girls IQ, and I'm just sitting back going, I don't need to pull out my bow. I don't need to show it off. You know what I mean?
Like, Bob, you want to shoot? Nope.
Nope.
I'm good.
I don't want to look stupid.
I don't want to embarrass myself.
I can hit a pie plate. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of what And you know what? Another thing I have to say is our atmosphere here breeds great customers. Great. I like them. I actually feel weird after a while calling them customers because it's like I'm taking their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am in business. I get it. I have a daytime job that pays my mortgage. This is my love, and it's Jessica's only job. But they're my friends. They come in here to talk to us and see us, and I look forward to them coming in. If somebody doesn't come in on Sunday for like 2 or 3 days, literally, I probably got their phone number and I call them.
You okay?
Where the hell are you?
Yeah, hey man, is everything all right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had a car trouble. Do you need some help? I have customers that worked on some of the kids' cars. They had window problems and stuff like that. I mean, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool community you've built here, man. And
It's a destination.
It is. It's for us.
The guys that came from Moscow, Russia, just last month, that came in with their bow in a box.
Seriously? That's pretty
like
cool.
brand new.
Yeah, they broke the limbs on it and they're putting it in a press. They put it in the wrong type of press, one of those crazy crank presses
and it just
that they
snapped it.
say are great for everybody. Yeah, they're not great for everybody, let me tell you. They cracked some limbs and I got them. They called the manufacturer Bowtech, and Bowtech said, hey, you're flying into where? They said, oh, Harry, you need to go to this guy. He's going to take care of you. They came to me and we did.
That's
I
right.
ended up fixing that one and selling them another one. They wanted another boat, so we got
Nice.
them another boat. But
So what you're really trying to say is
Brazil.
we're going to be walking out of here with bow ties pretty soon.
It's a pretty good, that's a funny story because I love all the, I've shot all the manufacturers, but that's a manufacturer that was not being represented here, and that's why we brought them.
Yeah.
Because you go out west, the guys are like, hey man, these guys they're tunable and they're, they can do a lot of really cool things with it. They're at the state of the art of the tuning, without a doubt. And I'm like, I tell people about them, and like I told you, man, first thing you want to do is I'm going to put every bow in your hand. You tell me what's comfortable. Then we'll take those to the range. You tell me which one you like the feel of the shot.
Yeah.
That's the bow I'm going to put you in. I'm not going to, most people don't know what I shoot when they get a bow. They just know what, I make sure that they feel them.
Yeah.
So what manufacturers do you have here?
I have Elite, I have Hoyt, I have Matthews, and I have Bowtech. And I have the subsidiaries of Matthews, which is Mission, and I have the subsidiary of Bowtech, which is Diamond.
Gotcha.
And those are the manufacturers I have here. And they're great manufacturers.
You got the big ones.
Yeah. And I'm like the only one.
Yeah.
Because, and I buy quantities of them. You see my stock. I've got
It's the only place you can go. You can pick up an Ultra. You can pick up, a regular Hoyt. You can pick up a Bowtech XR6. You can pick up any of the new Matthews.
they're in stock.
I'm sitting here like, there's no place else I can go where I can pick up all these.
And they pick up, you come in and you want the top 4 bows that are listed in all the magazines. They say, this. You come in and you shoot them. And then, there's guys that say, I never thought of trying this before. He goes, but it feels good. And like I showed you with the grip, that grip's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And this grip's not for everybody. And that grip's not for everybody. You know what I mean? That's why I said, try this grip. See what you think.
Right.
That's a modified grip. But it's a modified, the factory sends out different grips. So I had him shoot, my bow with a different grip because it was totally the opposite of what you have.
Yeah.
So I want you to feel it.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't like it. You know what I mean? You either do well with it or you don't do well with it. You did well with it. You like it. But, you got to see your consistency. And stuff like that. So, and that's the first thing is be comfortable. Have fun with this, man. Right. Everybody will tell you in the industry. If you're not having fun, you're not.
Oh yeah, what's the point then?
This is definitely the most fun hobby I've ever had. I've had it for a while, and then again, I hate to keep saying the same thing over again, but when I walked in the doors here, I was just like, I think I'm gonna have a whole other level of fun here.
Oh man!
And then you told
technical
me
fun.
You're moving to Wooddale. I'm like, you're moving closer. I'm gonna have even more fun.
Yeah, and it's
open up a whole new can of worms.
And you know what? Archery brings every race, breed, color, religion, political, vegan. It brings everything. When you come in through my door, the next shop, we're making a sign that says, please leave your religion and politics outside. Yeah. Okay, that's the number one start of all disagreements, right? You come inside archery because nobody dominates it. Nobody
That's
dominates.
true. It's super diverse.
Yeah. Right. So that's the beauty of it.
And it's all different styles.
So it's open.
Right.
So you know what the open means? You could be the next big guy. You could be the next big guy. You could be or using this archery, you could be the next this or that. Like this guy. Would you win Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, you won Texas for a train to hunt. Champion, right? Well, let's make him the national fucking champion. And how are we going to do that? Let's put you in a 12 ring. You got the physical. You got it. We're going to put him in the 12 ring. And I got a couple tricks and I think you can do it. I watched him, 2 arrows out of 2 different bows. I could tell there's something we can do. Now, it's going to happen in the spring. We're going to make a couple changes. And it's going to be geometry-wise.
Yeah.
And it's going to be for more consistency. And he's going to be, you watch.
So what's going to happen when you got all these people for the indoor train to hunt that are at your new site? Your head's gonna explode because you're gonna be watching all these different people from all over Chicagoland.
It's easy, man.
If you can't tell, this is a plug. Brian, Kenton, their new shop. It's gonna be 6 30-yard range. Six different 30-yard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have 6 lanes at 30 yards, and then 6 at 20.
And with the amount of BHA guys that you have alone,
Oh my Lord.
trust me, all these guys, they're timid to go to another state. They will come. They will come to this state.
Yeah, but here's a couple people that aren't scared to try. You know, the world, you know, once you get into flying, man, the world is a small place.
Yeah.
You know, I have a saying. Anybody that knows me knows it's a small world once you start living in it.
Yeah.
Because, and I said that to you when we were talking about Scott.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, I do this training. I'm like, hey, you know this guy's got her. You know, I hunted up with him in Alaska and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh yeah, well I know him. And then we're sending a selfie to this guy that's out in Oregon that he has met on one. I've met somewhere else. It's because we all live in this world.
Right.
We don't live in our block. We live in this world, and that's what we do, man. And it's so when you start coming here, people are gonna be like, oh, like these guys that went with me down to Texas never left the state hunting. All of them never left the state hunting. And I was like, this is what we do, man. This is how I went down in February for my birthday and checked out the outfit and made sure they were legit because you can get
Yeah,
you know how
it can get weird.
Yeah, it can get shady with the cheaper hunts like that. Yeah. So it was like I went down there and checked them out. I came back and I'm like, yeah, it's real deal, guy. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And
they got pigs.
Yeah, and between the comfortability with everybody, boom, they're doing it. And so now, like with this trained hunt, which to me is going to bring the level of hunting up in the Midwest.
Absolutely.
I think so too. I mean, the whole fitness crossover thing is huge.
Yeah, and it's like
just a fitness, but not just a fitness. It's going to get them to go to other places, which is going to bring outside their comfort zone. But they're going to do it properly. They're not going to look like the jerk that comes from. You hear that from the Midwest. We were talking about this. We can roll right into it. The Midwest hunter that goes out west. Yeah. You hear that. Oh, you're from Chicago. You're going to shoot my cow.
Right.
But most people don't realize, since they have it in their backyard, they put less effort into it. Me and this guy right here, oh my God. The effort. The effort we put in to go hunting in another state. We learn their point systems. We learn their maps. We're navigators. We know it's not our backyard. We make it our backyard.
Right.
You have the amount of work you have to put into it.
That's been the best symbiotic relationship we've had because I've had no archery experience basically. Right. So he's been teaching me that, and I've been going and seeing.
He's super analytical.
All like the regulations and where can we go and how can we access this and where can we get in.
And that's it. And then you learn the different map systems and how do you. Yeah. I'm like the techno geek. The guys show up and they're like. And I'm running around with this GPS. I'm a Garmin dude. I've got the InReach, the GPSs, the watch. Which if you guys don't realize, the watch is a big thing for training.
Yeah.
You're trained to hunt now. This Garmin watch they came out with this new app that's just incredible.
And then a whole new, we'll get into that another one, but a whole new system altogether. It's everything all in one.
Oh, yeah.
It's like some 556 or something like that. It's crazy. Well, once someone buys it.
Which one?
It was like the last couple of weeks they just released.
Oh yeah.
A new watch or something?
No, it's a system, but it's like the phone, the training. It's everything.
Yeah, it's coming.
I mean, they're definitely like they're on it.
It's coming.
I didn't.
No, it's coming here.
Is it?
I buy everything Garmin.
There we go.
Yeah. I've got it all. Yeah, I just did a review on Garmin last fall about their new 66 ST. And they literally, Garmin Mother called me here at the shop because I did a review within 24 hours, sending me a new because I had problems with their stuff and I showed them everything that was wrong because I take these out and I beat on them. And it's life or death for me. When I'm alone in Alaska or
rely on that
in
stuff.
Montana, when I used to run Montana by myself, when I go see my Marine Corps buddies, they go to work during the week, I go hunting. I need these GPSs. I need those maps. I need stuff like that. Just to mark waypoints, mark sightings and stuff like that. It wasn't holding up, and they fixed the problem with 72 hours.
And
that's awesome.
And that's the third piece. Like people always say, like your pack and your boots are what you need to go out west, but your GPS or your mapping skills, something needs to.
You got it nowadays with with landowners, that Onyx map went crazy. And they're trying to do it with the cell phone. Your cell phone goes dead. I know Onyx map will get mad at me for saying it, but you know what? Your cell phone's going to go dead. You got to recharge it. You can use those solar things. They're great and all that. But a GPS, 2 AA batteries, and you're back up and running.
Yeah.
You put that chip in that GPS, that's the way to go.
So where are you going? Where are you going this fall? Anything?
I'm moving my shop this year, and I'm waiting on permits and stuff. So I have canceled everything in the fall except for my own farm,
Right.
and we'll see what happens down there. I might have to just shove my daughter and stuff down there to go. I only eat game meat. That's all I.
I'm trying to get there at some
Coming
point.
out to do it.
Dude, I was
I'm trying to get there at some point.
250
you lost
pounds.
a lot of weight.
Yeah. Well, I lost a lot of size.
You're pretty solid, dude.
I work for strength. I'm getting ready for that train. I'm coming at you, brother.
He's not only gonna host it, but he's gonna win.
That would suck.
How old are you?
I'm 51.
51, so you'd be Masters Division. You gotta if
You
you
can go open.
if
You can go open.
I'll go open.
Yeah, why not?
Play with the little girls.
then you gotta compete against me.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, I ran marathons.
But-
I'll be on you.
But no, you got the machine back here. I mean,
That's just when I'm
If you
on my
thought I
off
missed
time.
it.
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
saw
it's on your off
Tony,
time.
the guy I beat up on.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I got the dummy when.
Oh, Tony. Oh,
I got that dummy where.
The bunching guy.
Yeah, I used to box and record a little bit.
Nice.
So.
That's the thing. The last couple of years, like everything's been like out west, mountain ops, like western, like wilderness athletes. Like this is the year of.
Well, we were saying
Midwest
before
hunters.
that we need to come up with a Midwest train to hunt where you have to like pull a whole deer out like 2 miles.
So there was
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. In Illinois, you cannot dismember your deer.
Right,
on
that's
the
what I'm
field.
saying.
So he told me about that the other night. I had no idea.
Right. So
And I was like, you.
hey,
fuckheads
I've got
that
the
run
Quiet Cat. I've got the
marathons.
Quiet Cat
Yeah.
bicycles that I sell. And I don't know if you've seen it. I got clocked at 19 miles per hour on a gravel road uphill with my bow strapped with a bow caddy stuck. I was part of the development of the bow caddy that goes on the back of the bicycles.
Yeah.
So I had the bow caddy on the back. I had a deer in a trailer, and I was on my electrical bike doing 19 miles per hour,
Waving.
rolling down the street.
That's sweet.
One of the people that know I hunt, they were driving in from dinner, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're like, "It looks like you got a deer," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And oh, I'm at a beer in one hand.
Of course.
Well,
Absolutely. And I went through a creek.
because that's the thing. It's like it's Chicago Archery, but like lesson learned here. Anytime any of us travel outside of Illinois and someone says, "Where are you from?" we say Chicago because it's fucking easier.
Yeah.
But we're
Instead
in
of trying
Elmhurst right
yeah,
now.
Yeah, we are 18 miles from Chicago.
And then you're moving to Wooddale, but it's like there's a ton like strip mall and everything out there. It's like there's a amount of work that we got to put in just to get in the woods.
Drive to practice.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We got to drive, like the train to hunt stuff, you're looking at, I mentioned it because where I'm going, the township of Wooddale is very excited that Chicago Archery is coming there.
And so are we.
I mean, the mayor, everybody has contacted me. They are very excited we're coming. They're open arms coming. What can we do to get you here? Bensenville wanted us. This is something that people don't realize. It's huge. So with this train to hunt, I was telling you, we're going to do these activities. We have this back. We're right off a trail.
Oh, are you? That's cool.
Bicycle trail that goes on a bridge that goes over in Irving Park. So we got miles of running and training distance and a garage door in the back where we can put packs and stuff and going out and come back. And
That opens a whole other level to like an indoor.
Absolutely.
Outdoor.
So we have to think on that level of shooting through alleys, and
Right.
through my back door.
Yeah, you
from
can't just
across
walk out the
street.
backyard and shoot 100 yards.
No, you
You got to
can't.
be a little
No, you can't.
strategic
We don't
about
get
it.
So we have to practice. We can't practice at 100 yards every day like Cameron Haynes.
Right.
Or 130 yards what he shoots. And a side note, Cameron Haynes met him at Train to Hunt, or not Train to Hunt, but
ATA.
at the Total Archery Challenge up in Utah. And I watched how he interacted with people. The guy gives off an arrogant kind of a thing.
I think he just does.
He the guy is super cool.
Is he?
Yeah.
And I've never seen, and I have thought, because I sit back and watch these celebrities, because I did that, my bear hunt for the Steve's Outdoor Adventures TV, and you get a little bit of a feeling on that. I met two great camera guys, Dan Lee and Ian Magic. Ian Magic of Detonation Studios, who does a lot of stuff for the Outdoor Channel, and then Dan Lee that was on the Deadliest Catch and kind of assisting Grammy. I mean, these are two fantastic photographers. If you get into this stuff, you're going to start getting into photography.
Yeah.
Two things that all hunters get into: photography and cooking.
Well, it's because no one believes you when you say you killed something.
Well, no, photography and cooking, because you want to look good,
Right.
and
you want to eat it.
I had a gold miner tell me in Yakataga, Alaska. Yakataga, Alaska. This gold miner says we are the best prospectors in the world because we go where nobody else goes. I was going out, and I was down south and down there. I was leaving on the airstrip. I'm in the bush plane. We're gonna go drop me off. Going to go after a moose, which I ended up seeing and not shooting. Spent thousands of dollars to go out there to look at a moose and say,
Hello, moose.
Hi, Moose.
I didn't have an ethical.
Hey, Morty.
I didn't have an ethical shot,
Yeah.
and I didn't bring a rifle with me. It was just me, a little judge on my side, and my bow, and I was out there all by myself.
Your rattlesnake gun?
That's it. I had a 45 long Colt when you're in Alaska, but because of the wolves and the bears. But
Right.
when I left, he ran up and handed me a gold pan. He says, "You're the best prospectors in the world. Go find us some gold." And that was the first trip that I ever found gold in a pan. And he showed me how to do it. And I got a jar of it.
That's awesome.
He goes, "This black dirt right here is filled with gold."
Actually, I'm looking back at your hog right now, and where is that hog from?
That peppered hog? That peppered hog is from Missouri, man.
That's a Missouri hog?
Yeah.
That's bigger than any one I've seen.
Yeah, he was probably
I've been going
275 pounds.
I've been going to West
That
Texas
is huge.
for about 7 years
Yeah,
now.
West Texas, they're very much
I've
smaller.
seen maybe
Yeah.
one walking around that size.
Well, I got a whale spine.
You really?
You see
Right
it?
well.
Want we get it?
Yeah.
You want to get it on camera?
Grab it.
I was just in Nantucket in the whaling museum actually.
Oh man, well this is cool. I got this.
Which
It
was
came out of
sweet.
the sand. We need to refill it, dude. I grabbed two things. Real cool.
That's badass.
That's a big trophy of mine. Whale spine. Got out of the sand.
What's this?
That
Alaska,
is
you got this?
that's a black bear I shot in the face. He got a little bit too close. Had to pull the pistol and shot him in the face.
and
Yeah.
then boom, right in the face.
Yeah,
I was
I had
gonna say, like right
I had
there.
to drop my bow. and
So you
grab-
hit him right where he's got the.
I had to drop
Here,
him right.
let's bring this up here.
Had to drop the bow.
Right.
And grab the pistol.
There.
This thing is insane.
That is what we call
Training.
a piece of artwork, because you're not allowed to take stuff out of it. So that's a piece of artwork from a native.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
No, it's a native gave it to me. So I also have a really cool. I found when I did my caribou hunt. Here's a little side story. I was up doing a caribou hunt. Oh, look at the bug in there. We live on a slab here, so you get ants. They have woolly mammoth. I got pictures in the only restaurant on Costa Butte. They have woolly mammoth tusks. They find them out there.
Oh, they still
Like
find
shed
him out
They
hunting?
there?
still find them to this day. So we were way up there, and I'm in this. It was like this little pool up at the bottom of Black Mountain, and I see this like. It looked like I thought it was like my mom had a piece of petrified wood when I was younger, right? And I see this petrified. I'm like, it looks like a piece of wood, but it's at the bottom of the water.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I reach out, I grab it. It feels like a rock, and I pull it out. And I'm like, wow, that's got a piece of petrified wood, but yet it's got layers in it. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? So I come in, and needless to say, a couple days later, I'm like, hey, check this out, what I found. You know, I show it to the bush pilot. He's like, his eyes get big as saucers. He's like, yeah, that's a piece of woolly mammoth tusk. You can't keep that. That's a piece of you got to leave it out here. Because you see like antlers and stuff.
So they
out
won't
there.
take it. They won't let you
They
take it.
won't let you take it. So police says, just throw it in that bush over there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I did it. I threw it over there. I honestly did it. You know, I'm not one to break the rules. I try not to. You know.
And then he hopped out the plane and grabbed it.
Possibly, you know, he knew where it was at because he told me where to throw it, and the air taxi guy. And I came back and I was telling the story in the restaurant, and this native, you know, Alaskan, you know, old man came up to me and goes, you know, that guy probably just went back and got that. He goes, but you did the right thing.
Yeah.
And he goes, what are you here for? I said, I'm here on a caribou hunt. I said, I just got in, you know. I'm going to take a shower and I'm going to cut up my meat and put it in boxes. I'm going to debone everything because now I can debone it. You know? So I was going to take it out of bags. They set up this tent for us and we can put it in these wax boxing bags and send it to their freezer over at Alaska Air and then put it in there.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Every meat.
Yeah.
It's just
debone it. But you can't debone until you get out of the field. So I get it out, I get it checked in, blah, blah, blah. I debone it. And this guy's like, okay. He goes, when you're done, I want you to come over. He says, I'm going to make you something for doing the right thing. So he made me a little head. It's like a little teardrop, but it's like what they call, it's like the spearhead. You know, when they spear whales, you know, when they do their whaling, they have a thing on front of it is what they do. And the spear goes in.
It's like a tip before the tip.
Tip, right. And it goes in through the skin, and then that's what holds and that's how they get the rope in. Okay? And that spear comes out, and then they can use that spear again. Okay, so he makes this tip out of a piece of caribou antler and woolly mammoth tusk, and he glues them, epoxies them together, and shaves them like this. Puts a hole through it, puts a piece of sinew, you know, moose sinew, through it, and makes a necklace.
Like a necklace.
He goes, it's a piece of artwork.
It's definitely worth a necklace.
Yeah, he goes, this is a piece. And I should have wore it tonight.
I was gonna say, I'm like looking at.
Yeah. Well, I have that. I have my, you know, my grizzly bear claw. I have my medicine. I look like a freaking, you know, a gypsy if I had all of it.
Every day, just
I have a lot of gifts from, you know, you meet.
If I walked in here and be like, I need 12 arrows, and you walked out with like a grizzly.
Yeah, you'd be like,
thing, I'd be like, I want him to make my arrows.
Wooden though, has to be pure wood.
But it becomes a piece of art.
Right.
So the guys, you know, so I was able to take it home because you're not supposed to take that wool, man. Right. I could have got nailed for that. He said, so you did the right thing. I did that. So in turn, I turned around and grabbed a 50-pound box of caribou meat and handed it to him because, you know, he can't hunt. He's an older gentleman.
Yeah.
I said, I think you would appreciate this. And he's like, that is way more worth than what I gave you. I said, not to me, it isn't.
Right.
I said, would you like another one? And I came home with 5 boxes, you know, 2 caribou of, you know, of raw meat, you know. And I'm like, would you like another one? He's like, no. You know, this is 50 pounds for me and my wife. He goes, they're not greedy people, you know. And it was really cool to me, and that was everything.
That's the whole trip.
Yeah, think about it. I have that thing hanging in my office right now. I have, in my office in my house, I have, you know, like this cool stuff. I have really cool stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I have like claws and stuff like that.
And you can tell within 30 seconds of talking, you got all that cool shit hanging out.
But you know, you meet cool people.
Well, you had that bear in the showroom.
Yeah.
Which was sweet.
Everybody likes the Alaska stories. You know, I mean, they don't want to hear the story of me running down the, you know,
That's for next podcast.
Yeah, the pig hunt where I'm running down with my 30-30 and my father-in-law was like, what? I'm like, look behind me, and there's 30 pigs going.
Somebody fucking shoot!
My gun jammed! And I was running with everything I had.
We're gonna have to say that for like episode 17.
Yeah. But I got a black bear story for you real quick. We flew in, we were in the Beluga, off the Beluga River. We went into a bait in there. We walked in for the first time, and we looked in, and it looks like the bait's been hit and all this stuff. And we fill up the bait, you know, and knock it around and make some noise and grab the cart out of the thing. And I fill it up real quick, and I mock some noise, and he's grabbing the cart out. So we're like a machine, you know, me and my buddy Steve, where, you know, we work together real well. And I walk up, and I go up in the double tree stand, and he's gonna videotape me, man. And he gets up in the tree stand, and turns around, I'm like, like this, right next to the barrel, stands a black bear. It was sleeping. Right next to it, me banging on it was waking it up, and it's like, what the hell is going on? What's this noise?
It's just kind of like,
And it was, who are you? If it was 5 feet from us because it's so thick, we didn't know it. I'm like,
That's
man,
insane.
and not what you can't hear on cue is it's like, my buddy's like, man, it smells like he was just here. He was there.
He's still there.
He's still fucking there.
And then the video, it shows us, he's like, I'm like, oh. I go, it felt like 20 minutes. He goes, 5 minutes in the stand. 5 minutes in the stand. It was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, dude, this is...
Been a long one, man. You wanted to talk about the different bows and stuff for the new and the old. But
I think we got enough for
that's
19
plenty.
other episodes with you.
Yeah.
Coming.
We'll be back for sure.
Yeah, we can organize it.
Coming pretty soon. But
I want one of those hats, man.
We already ordered you one.
Yeah, that's a cool hat.
Yeah, we're already on that one. So, but we do appreciate bringing us out here, let us come in here. Record.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing the new spot too.
Yeah.
Around December, New Year maybe.
Well, you probably helped me paint it. So.
We'll help you paint it. We'll help
Like I
you
said, my
work
wife
it.
is
And
always open for manual labor.
Again.
Whenever you need her.
Brian, this is where Chicago needs to have a train to hunt.
Oh man, this is it, man.
Hands down. And this is coming from a champion from Texas. So I got a little bit of clout. When I say this is where you need to have an event.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
This is
man.
definitely, you don't have a choice. We're having the
Your
event
next
here.
champions are coming.
I don't
from
care
here.
if I don't have to if I don't compete, I will help host it here.
I could probably compete in the indoor one. I don't have to run very far, so I can do that one.
Yeah, this is for all muscle. It's just endurance. But anyway, Bob, dude.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey,
Thank you.
You guys, man.